Hey everybody, it's Mitch and welcome to my next video. Today we have got another Naruto character review. And today I'm going to be telling you about, Mei Terumī, the 5th Mizukage, in this series where I talk about all of the characters in Naruto, one at a time. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe. I've got other content as well as Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So yeah, anyways, let's get into it. So Mei Terumī, the 5th Mizukage. Now, unfortunately, she's not one that there's a whole lot of info on in the show. The author has a real bad habit of really not giving proper attention to female characters, and she's one. He really likes to make badass females, but yeah, he doesn't ever give them any credit. Before I get too much farther, I do want to say spoiler alert. So yeah. Anyways, so Mei, the 5th Mizukage. I actually had to look up her name because they don't really say it. It's really hard to find any real info on her. So she grew up in the Blood Mist village, and things were pretty nasty then. She had to undergo the absolutely horrible graduation exam, which involved killing other students. Yeah, it was pretty nasty. It's a time that she just wants to kind of forget about and move past because it was just horrible, and she sees it as just a dark stain on the Mist Village's past. And at the same time, she's willing to acknowledge it happened. So, I think she's taken real steps towards that. You see her first in the show when she shows up to the 5 Kage Summit, and you see she's very diplomatic, more so than most. She's willing to listen to Gaara, despite his age. Gaara is like 16 at the time, yet he's at the 5 Kage Summit. You got Onoki there, who's got to be, I don't know, at least in his 60s, probably older. I mean, this guy's old enough to, have known Madara. Like, when he was a kid, he ran into Madara, who was an adult. Like, that's how old Onoki is. And he was one of the Kage. And then, of course, you had, like, Danzo and Unruly A and all those guys. A lot of these guys were considerably older. Onoki's probably, way old. He's probably in the 70s or 80s. The guy's ancient. Anyways, Mizukage, she's, in her 30s, and she's willing to listen to him. Like, okay, she's fairly young, but, I mean, I'm 32, and, listening to a 16-year-old, like, really? It's kind of hard to do, I'm not going to lie. Gaara was literally, like, half her age at that time, but she still respected him, because, he was the Kazekage. And she actually defended him when Onoki actually insulted him. And even like admired him for the way he stood up to. So she's definitely got that going for her. She's got, a kind heart all in all. Chojuro absolutely admires her because of her just how she is. She seems like an interesting one. She seems she makes up her mind, but she's also willing to listen. Like, I believe she originally wanted to use the Jinchuriki on the front lines, but after hearing everyone say that, hey, that's a bad idea, she was willing to listen. She was very, very diplomatic, more so than pretty much anyone else at that conference, in all honesty, except for Gaara. Gaara was pretty diplomatic as well. Other than Gaara, she was the only one who was really being diplomatic there. which, you know, surprising a little bit. Like, I mean, it wasn't surprising Gaara was diplomatic, and it wasn't surprising Danzo was trying to force well, he was diplomatic until they realized that he was using genjutsu to get his way. Then he stopped being a little less diplomatic. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Mei, she's interesting. She's definitely a really cool character. Like, you know, she's one of her biggest concerns is the fact that I think she got stood up at the altar when at some point, and you know, she's now 32, or I think 33 or something like that, unmarried. Like, she's in her 30s, unmarried, and that hits home. Like, she is really, really, really bitter about that fact. She hates the fact that she's unmarried. And when Ao constantly, he's usually just disciplining Chojuro, but usually something he'll say, she misunderstands to sound like to sound like something about marrying age, and she will just lay into Ao after that, just threatening to kill him afterwards, and it freaks the crap out of him, of course. So, and you know, poor Ao, like, he's not doing anything. He's being a little hard on Chojuro, sure, which, you know, sucks for Chojuro because he's already so hard on himself and far more confident than he gives himself credit for. But you know, I think Ao even gives him crap about being so hard on himself. But anyways, you know, Mei, she sticks up for him. She's proven to be quite useful. Like when Danzo's men tried to steal the Byakugan back from Ao, she was able to put a stop to that. She was able to trick him. You know, she showed some skill in that. Plus, you know, when she fought Sasuke, you know, she was going to take him down. I mean, granted, Sasuke was already beat up pretty good, but she had him. Like, she had him in a room, locked away with, you know, her. She used her lava style to seal off all the doors, and then she used her. I think it's like this acid fog jutsu, because she's got two Kekkei Genkai, which is insane. Like, no one else has two Kekkei Genkai. That's really absolutely crazy, because she has 3 chakra nature. She has fire, water, and earth. She's able to combine fire and earth in order to use lava style, and I believe fire and water to do her acid mist style, which is really, really nasty. Like, it just burns you alive. Like, it's a really, really nasty jutsu. And of course, the lava is just lava. She just spits lava out her mouth. It's kind of awesome to see. And she uses them very, very effectively. Like, she'll use the lava style to seal off a room, and then once the room's sealed off, you know, melt them with her acid mist. It's absolutely insane. She's really awesome, which is a shame because you don't get to see her that much. This is like the first time you see her is this, and then you never really get to see her just show like how awesome she is. Again, not really. And even then, like, Sasuke gets out of it thanks to White Setsu, so that sucks. I mean, you see a little bit here and there, like during the Great Ninja War, she's helping to protect the feudal lords. So she's doing that, and you know, there's some pretty cool battles going on with that. You get to see her show off a little, but honestly, not nearly as much as the other Kage. I mean, Tsunade and Killer B show up to deal with not Killer B. Unruly A show up to deal with Killer B and Naruto. You see Gaara fighting on the front lines because he's leading. He's leading the forces there. Plus, Unruly A is leading the entire army, like, from the command center. You know, on top of that, you see, yeah, you see, like everyone, and Onoki shows up on the front lines in order to deal with, you know, everything there, to deal with his predecessor. I forget his name, but anyways, you see him dealing with that, and Mei's just kind of protecting the feudal lords. Like, I mean, that's an important job, but it's by far the least interesting. So it's a real shame to see that you don't get to see her do as much as everyone else. And then, of course, you know, she does show up to join all the Kage to fight Madara. But even then, like, you know, A and Onoki, they're, you know, they're doing some tag team stuff to, you know, just really hit Madara hard and just bust through his Susanoo. You see Tsunade using her myopic regeneration on top of her abilities to, just her crazy strength to also, you know, break through. And you just see Mei kind of like trying to hit him with lava style and Hermes style and just like proving to not be that effective. I mean, you see her use her water style to help put out Madara's fire jutsu a few times, but you know, she's really not helping anything more than on the defense. To be fair, you don't see Gaara do too much either, but you know, you're not seeing as much of her as you could, and it's a real shame. And you kind of see that same pattern, like you don't see her doing as much as she probably could. The writer really gives her the short end of the stick. And it's really unfortunate. Like, it makes her out to be like the weakest of the Kage, which I don't know if that's true. Like, I'd say she's on par with these guys, but I don't know. It's tough. It sucks seeing female characters get bashed like that, in all honesty. I guess not bashed, but, you know, not given the attention that they really deserve. She doesn't get near the spot. Like, I had to look up her name to even know what it was. Like, you know, at the very least, you know, everyone else, you hear their name spoken every so often. Even Lord Tsuchikage, Onoki, you hear it a little bit because, you know, with the backstory and everything, but you don't really get to see her backstory much. You don't get to hear her name really ever. It's just a real shame. Anyways, that's kind of most of what I have here. If you enjoyed the video, you know, consider giving it a like. Maybe leave something down in the comment to let me know what you think about Mei. And, you know, watch more videos. There's going to be some popping up here. And subscribe to the channel. But anyways, as always, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you